match your own product. There must be something unique. Why this product is better than that? That is what value is all about. If there is an existing system that is more effective than your own, and you are not planning to improve it, so it's not a startup. It's just a school assignment you are doing. Get me right, it's just a school assignment. It's not a startup. Startup, even if you don't have the solution, you have an idea of a value that if implemented, it is better than the other one. I may not have the solution. Coming up with that idea of that value is more important than the solution itself. Many people can sit down and write codes for you, write programs for you, and you can run them. But where the problem lies is to come up with that revolutionary idea that will add value to the product. That revolutionary idea, that innovative idea is more important. So that idea, that revolutionary idea that will add value is more important than the product itself. Take an example of McDonald's. They started business since 1960. Did you have any company today that defeats McDonald's? No. Their values are two. One, speed. Two, volume. These are the two values. Most of the places you go to buy food to eat, you will see only one person is starting the process, is bringing the ingredients, is doing this and that until the end. And if another customer comes, somebody will come, will do all the process. But in their own work system, they came with an approach that if you come to buy a product on the first window, go to the next window. Before you arrive, the product is there waiting for you. Because people are just in queue. This one is taking the order. He will give it to the second one. He will start the process, put this inside. The third one will add ingredients. The fourth one will handle this and that. It will continue. When you reach the next window, you will just take it. So look at the speed. You don't need to waste time. There are many shops that if you go to a restaurant, it's not about you don't like the food, but you will waste time. An example, go to Al-Bayt in the Middle East. You will see people around 200 outside in a queue waiting to buy. I know the times that if I had intended to buy something from Al-Bayt, out of 100 times, only one or two are successful, to the extent that I just rejected it. Why? Because there is no speed in the way they process. And secondly, of McDonald's, the volume. Any quantity you require, they will deliver. They have no limit. So that is the value they added. One, speed, they save your time. Two, quantity is not a problem. The volume is sufficient. And that is why today, each and every country you visit, you will see McDonald's, and that is the same approach to whatever they do. It's not even the value in the test that is important, but that speed and the volume. That is the value they will add for you. That speed will save your time, and time is very important. We all respect time. And many products are like this. That coming up with revolutionary idea is what we call exploration. Exploration is to come up with an idea or to improve and enhance the quality of the product you have already established. So that is what is called exploration. Not repeating everything the same time. You try to improve. Even if that has been accepted, you are required to improve. So value is very important. When you come up with any product, how will this product will add value? That is the question you need to ask yourself. How can this product will add value to the customers or to the potential investors? If it will not add any value, then it's useless. So what is important is not the time you waste writing code, designing, but actually is the value and the revolutionary idea. Even if there is no solution, when that idea you feel is revolutionary, that is the 80 to 90% of the work. So that is why you must have strong value. The same with all the products. If you buy Apple today, you know the value is there. It will simplify many things for you. That value is the reason why today smartphones displayed over 60 gadgets. You don't need wristwatch. It's secondary. You have watch on your smartphone. You don't need video camera. Usually, before we used to buy video camera, but today we don't have it. That smartphone is okay. You don't need camera for snapping photos. This smartphone is sufficient. You can hardly go to our offices today and see calculators, including the Director of Finance. Why? Because you still have it here. There is calculator. So look at all these products are there. In 20 years, the products that Apple and other smartphones have displayed, you need around $780 million to purchase them. But today they are all in one. So look at the value. So sometimes we go with our mobile phone, not necessarily to make phones. There are many things we do. You need it for your calculator, you need to snap picture. You'll see somebody, please give me my phone. He's not asking that phone because he wants to talk, but rather he wants to have some pictures, some selfies. That is all. And this is the value. Number 4 is called market need. Market needs. Don't embark on a journey of a startup without market needs. Market need is very important. There must be market need of any business you do. And the most difficult aspect of market need is to differentiate between market needs, what people in the market, they need in the market and they know that they know, and what people they need in the market but they don't know that they need it. You know, this is very important. Sometimes people need your product, but they don't know that they need it. They need it, but your first assignment is to convince them that they need it. And sometimes we are being misled by our technical capacity to talk. When you are asked to speak on market need or about your product, what are you doing for a living? What can you tell me? What are you doing for a living? Can anyone tell me, what are you doing for a living in IT?
I provide services that makes people's life easier. Like for example, I make people with diabetes manage their condition easily, cheaply, and timely.
Well, anyone?
I help businesses communicate their idea, their value, what they are offering using graphic design, logos, websites, etc.
Do you know that human beings are naturally lazy? Do you know this? Human beings are naturally lazy. If you are asked about market needs, you are encouraged to try to summarize it and convey the market need, or what the product can do for them, or what you do for a living within 5 to 7 seconds. Any sentence that includes "and" is a waste of time. People do not care to listen. You just need a statement like your mission statement, just to say. And if you are telling the mission statement, don't tell him what you do as he asks, but he is asking you, can you tell me what you can do for me to benefit me? That is the question. What can you do for a living? Meaning, what can you do to that I can benefit from it? So don't tell him what you do, but tell him how the product is important to him. And any sentence that includes "and" is a waste of time. Just you need 3 to 4 words just to tell him. That message is more important in conveying what you do and how it can benefit him. But if you are making sentence 2, 3, 4 lines, people don't listen. If you are making presentation, they will just take their smartphone and start going through their WhatsApp messages because they are too lazy. So you just need a statement, you need to review it on and on and on and on. That you can always say it 3 to 4 seconds, at most 5 to 6 seconds, so that whoever listens to you, that will capture his attention and he will ask for more questions. But that unnecessary explanation, people don't hear. So what is important, firstly, is to identify what people need. And secondly, you must try to convince them that they need it. Because there are many things we need, but we don't know that we need them. So how can you convince him that he needs it? Something that can improve his health condition, something that can save his money and time, something that can save his security, that can improve his security, something that can give him more comfort. Even at home, he can do certain things. So market need is important. We are not in any way encouraged to come up with any idea that is not needed in our environment or in our society. We must make sure that people need it. And the way you have, the channel you have to convey to people what they need are what they are called 4 Ps. 4 Ps. Number 1 is what is called the party. Number 2, what is called the pitch. Number 3 is what is called the press. Number 4 is what is called the people. These are the 4 Ps. Starting with number 1, the party. If you have any idea, revolutionary idea, or you are working on a startup, the party means try to utilize any relevant gathering and make sure that your message is conveyed. Like conferences, like dinner, people are partying. For example, like workshops, go there and interact. Make sure that you establish a network to the extent that you are not alone in telling people about your startup. There are other people that are passionate about, they are interested. Even if they don't want to invest or buy, they are willing to share at least their own knowledge with others about your product. That is what is called the party. So if you go to conferences, exhibitions and events, make sure you network very well. You inform people about what you do. Sometimes in public, sometimes on one-to-one. During tea break you talk. What do you do for a living? Just make a single statement. Ah, you mean it? Yes. Then he would continue asking questions and you continue to explain. Even if he doesn't want to patronize or it's not relevant, at least he will share his ideas, at least his knowledge and experience with us. You cannot be successful in startup by just sitting in one place and working. You need to go out and network. Any gathering you go, get opportunity to share it with them. That is the party. Secondly, there you convey to people what they need. If they don't know that they need, you convince them that for sure they need it. Secondly, is the pitch. That is, you are given 5 minutes to come and pitch. In pitching, being on the stage to present is one of the most important avenues you have to convince people about what they need, and they know they need, or what they need, they don't know that they need it. 75% of world population, based on estimation, their number 1 fear in the world is to talk in public. 75%. You must improve in that regard. If you don't have problem talking in the public, then you are lost completely. You are lost. You need to improve. Even if it happens that you are naturally unable to do that, you must get somebody attached to you that can always stand and represent you and talk eloquently about the product. The pitch is very important. It allows you to get an opportunity to tell people about what you do. And in telling them about what you do, don't tell them how it is important to you, tell them how it is important to them. We are working on this that can benefit. Something that can benefit them. Don't talk to them as it will benefit you. No, tell them it will benefit them. And this is how they need it. And try to convince them that they need it. When you are asked to talk on any pitch, talk eloquently, dress gorgeously, and you must have presentation skills. You make eye contact. You give examples where necessary. You crack jokes in between. Within 5 minutes, then you need at least 5 hours or 10 hours to prepare for that. If you are given 15 minutes, then you can prepare in 30 minutes. Because the more you are given limited time, the more it requires you to sit down and work, rework, and rework, and make sure that you utilize the time. Know what is important, what must be said and what should not be said. Any question? No. Any problem? No. Are you following? Yes. Are we together? Yes. Thank you. Any problem? No problem. Any question? No question. Thank you very much. That is just what you need to do. Number 3, impress. That is under market needs. You utilize the press. There are bloggers around, IT journalists, social media influencers, podcasters. All these are very important. The problem we are having, if you are having an interview with the press, research reveals that 90% of people, when they are addressing the press, they are asking the question, replying the journalist, addressing the journalist. That is wrong. If you are being interviewed, you are not talking to the journalist. You are talking to people that are not there. You are talking to potential investors and customers. Don't be saying, the question you ask me, you have to do this, and no, you are not telling him. You have to make sure that the topic you are discussing, you are not addressing him. You are telling people out there that you want to convince them. So don't rate your audience based on the knowledge and experience of the journalist. So that is something that is very important. When you address media, make sure you do that. Convincing people about what they need should be your number 1 priority. There are many things today. All of us, we need it, but we don't know. We don't know. I had a colleague only last week was advising me, Oga, you work so hard, it's not easy. You need to be checking your BP from time to time, at least weekly. Check your blood pressure the way you work. I have never thought of such. And I have the machine at home. But it's just a simple statement, and it makes sense. You just need to check it. And it's understandable. So that is why sometimes there are many things we need, but we don't know that we need them. So convincing people about what they need and they don't know that they need it is more difficult than just selling the product that they know they need it. And as I said earlier, whenever they say no, that no in the process is more important than yes. Because in no, you improve and you learn. But in yes, you only get business benefits. So at the initial stage, that no is more important for you to learn more on it. So make sure you utilize the press. If your message is a revolutionary idea, it will immediately get a written article. Because journalists are always looking for a headline. That idea is revolutionary. They are not after the product, they are just after the idea. What the idea can do. Just the idea that can change the world, that can change the country. When they get that statement, they just smile. And from there, he feels like when this is given a heading or a written article, people will be eager to read. That is why sometimes, even mischievously, you will see journalists will try to change the content of what you have said in order to drag attention. Or sometimes you can see the heading is not even the same with the content. When you go to see, but they are not the same. And they did so intentionally. Most of them do so intentionally. Your idea, your product cannot be sold by just sitting in one place without addressing the press. Try to make sure that the product is very active online. We try to get in touch with so many influencers on social media, Twitter, Facebook, Instagram, IT journalists all over the country. Make sure they become your friend. They easily convey the message. Sometimes certain institutions will be under pressure to even patronize your product without you knowing. And that is very important. Remember in all what you are doing, that Jeffrey P. Bezos, the founder of Amazon, started his business in 1994. Up to 2003, he couldn't get a profit of $1. It was only in 2004 he got his first dollar. After 9 years of working hard, do you know what is startup? Warren Buffett defines startup as years of blood, sweat, and tears. No one will be successful without going through that difficult terrain. You have to get ready for that. But if you suffer today, you will be successful in the future. Then number 4 after that, the people underneath is the 4th P. The people means your team. If you have 2 people, make sure they are very effective. Your success depends largely on the quality of the people around you. Being the founder, the CEO of this small company and that is not sufficient. You are more of an administrator. The people you engage, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, as the case may be, your success depends largely on their quality. If they are very productive, they will make it much, much easier for you to be successful. That is why as a startup, the people you work with, make sure they are very effective, they are highly intelligent, and they will do the work. Not any successful company that has attained success without having high quality team around. It has never happened. Starting with IBM, go through history. IBM was the most successful. The only time that the IBM started diminishing was the time when most of their staff were taken away by Cisco and the rest. Before IBM was the most successful. But when they attained that success, they were busy sleeping. And within a short period of time, that success was taken away from them. So that is also very important. The people, your team. If you get the connecting the dots, which is a very important book about leadership of startup world by John Chambers, the former chairman emeritus of Cisco. He says that the reason why he was very successful was on the quality of the team he had in place. That was just the secret behind the quality of the team. And he influenced his team to be ready for a positive change. In IT cycle, without thinking of how to disrupt the status quo, you cannot go anywhere. In IT cycle, we are not dogmatic. We are not in any way dogmatic. If you are in IT cycle, your target always is how to change things. This is the normal way of doing that. We want to disrupt. We want to change the status quo. The people around you, the more you make diversity important, the more you are more successful. Diversity is a key to your success. In your team, you have males, you have females, you have people from different tribes, from different parts of the country or the world. That makes you very effective. Diversity, if accommodated, it improves your success by at least 25%. By 25%. There are some people you cannot penetrate them without involving their people from their tribe, some from their religion, some from their town, some from their background. If you have diversity, the more you have it, the more you are successful. Each and every potential customer or investor, you have somebody that you are talking to. But if you localize your team only to the people that are within your city, or your tribe, or your state, or within only this cycle, then that will make your product too local and only restricted to that cycle. Diversity is key. There is a very important book that I would recommend all of you on diversity. How diversity is important. It's called Authentic Inclusion Drives Disruptive Innovations, written by one lady, Mrs. Frances West. Frances West. She worked with IBM for over 40 years, and she was the brain behind the significant part of our IBM success story. She came from Thailand, she moved to China, to Hong Kong. From Asia, she lived for the US, she went there without speaking English. She enrolled in a university, she graduated, she worked there. So they discovered that why IBM was successful then was because of diversity. From each and every part of the world, you will see there are some working with IBM. And any issue involving their country, they will be at the forefront. So that is why the party is very important. And that should be, the people, and that should be the quality. But if you are looking for diversity, don't just accommodate people because of their tribe or their state. Make sure you get the most qualified from there to work for you. And that is very important. And number 5 is your own business model, your own scalable model and mentorship. If you are in a startup, you can't do without being mentored. All the most successful people in startup have been mentored by others. Bill Gates was mentored by Warren Buffett. Warren Buffett mentored Bill Gates. And Warren Buffett is the most successful investor in recent history. He started from being a newspaper vendor. And today he is among the 6 most richest people in the world. And don't forget that he sacrificed and donated over 30% of his net. But he mentored Bill Gates. Mark Zuckerberg was mentored by Steve Jobs, the co-founder of Apple, mentored him. Not any successful entrepreneur in IT without being mentored by others. You must have your mentor. That mentor can be physical and can be virtual. There are some people that you look onto. You copy the way they do. You try to customize where necessary. They share life experience and you learn from that. You don't just start the journey alone without any reference. You must have some people that they suffer and this is what they attend. I just want to be like them. So mentorship is very critical. All the most successful people you know, they have been mentored by others. And that is how IT is today. You cannot just start alone. You don't get any revelation. So you must get some people. Some you are not even with them, you don't talk to them. Look at how they suffered. Go through their biography. Look at how they came up with that idea. Look at their struggle. Just take an example of Jeff Bezos we mentioned here. Today is the most richest person in the world. His revenue in only 2018 is over 160 billion US dollars. And what he did was only to establish that platform. Jack Ma, co-founder of Alibaba, today his revenue in 2018 alone is over 160 billion USD. But when they started, money was not their primary aim. They were passionate. They wanted to change the world. They just wanted to write their names in gold. That was the plan. Money should not be the preference. It's necessary you need money, but don't be too ambitious about money. When your ambition is about revolutionary ideas, your ambition is how to disrupt the world. Your ambition is to do that. When that success is attained, it will come automatically with money. Nobody has ever targeted money and become a Nobel Prize winner. It has never happened. It has never. And when you get that award, you will never be a poor man again anymore. You will never be a pauper. So that money, even if you need it, don't just pretend, convince yourself that it is not your priority. There are certain things you want to attend. When you attend there, money will come automatically. You need a business model, a scalable one, a very effective business model. Nigeria is a very peculiar country. Many models, I believe, they are not working in Nigeria. Sometimes the most successful models in Nigeria is just that mentorship is more important than the model. One of the good models I know, they are very successful globally in startup cycle, is what is called clean messaging. Clean messaging. That C is in bracket. Written by Scott Brown. He is in the US. He's one of the most successful models in the IT cycle for entrepreneurship and startups. But because of our peculiar nature, you cannot take a model without customization and feel that all is well. You need to customize. There are things that are applicable and there are things that are not applicable. His model focuses more on coming up with disruptive idea. After the idea, you think of how to convey the idea to others. That is the way of knowing how to talk precisely and concisely, but very comprehensive. And thirdly, you try to convince people on why they need your product. So he built his model step by step and it was very successful. You need a model and a mentor. If you don't have a model immediately, you must have a mentor that you look up to. Somebody that when you read anything about him, you will be encouraged to be determined so that you can be very successful. Talking about revolutionary idea, you cannot get revolutionary idea without what we call critical thinking. When Mark Zuckerberg started his idea at the age of 20, not 18 he started, he became a billionaire at the age of 21. When he started the idea, he reached a stage that he was planning to sell his product. He was trying to mismanage to get money.